Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to another episode of Learn English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Lisa, and I'm so excited you're here with me today. This episode is called Talk About Your Day in English, and I know it's going to help you a lot, especially if you're trying to speak more fluently, more naturally, and more confidently about your daily routine. So today, we're going to break things down in a super simple and engaging way. We'll go over key vocabulary, common expressions, real-life dialogue, and helpful examples. And the best part, you'll get lots of listening practice and chances to repeat out loud with me. So grab your headphones, get comfortable, and let's start learning real English you can use every single day. Alright, let's jump into the good stuff. Let's start with this. Talking about your day is one of the most common things you'll do when speaking English. Whether it's with a friend, a teacher, a language partner, or even writing in your diary, knowing how to describe your daily routine clearly is a powerful skill. So let's start with some basic structure. When talking about your day, we usually go in order from morning to afternoon to evening. Let's go step by step. When talking about the morning, let's imagine you're having a casual chat with a friend. They ask you, "Hey, how was your day?" You want to answer clearly and naturally. So you start with the morning. I woke up around 7 a.m. I brushed my teeth, took a shower, and got dressed. Then, I made some coffee and had breakfast. I usually eat toast with eggs or a bowl of cereal. That's a great start. It's simple, but effective. Let's repeat some of those phrases together. I'll say them slowly, and you repeat. I woke up around 7. I brushed my teeth. I took a shower. I got dressed. I had breakfast. These are all super common actions that you can use every day when describing your morning. Want to make it more detailed? Let's expand that paragraph. This morning, I woke up at 7, but I stayed in bed for a few minutes, scrolling through my phone. Then I got up, brushed my teeth with cold water. It really helps me wake up. I took a hot shower, got dressed, and went to the kitchen. I made a cup of black coffee and prepared some toast with peanut butter. While eating, I listened to a podcast to practice my English. Boom, now your English sounds way more fluent, right? Talking about the afternoon, now let's move on to the afternoon. Maybe you go to school, go to work, or run errands. Here's an example. In the afternoon, I went to work. I had a few meetings, replied to emails, and worked on a new project. Around 1 p.m. I took a lunch break. I had some rice and vegetables with chicken. After lunch, I went back to work and stayed busy until 5 p.m. Let's repeat some useful expressions. I went to work. I had a few meetings. I replied to emails. I took a lunch break. I had rice and vegetables. You can also add how you feel. I felt a little tired after lunch, but I drank some tea and got back to work. Now, let's make it sound more detailed and more natural. This afternoon was pretty productive. I had back-to-back meetings from 10 a.m. to noon. After that, I quickly answered some urgent emails and grabbed my lunch, just some leftover rice and veggies with grilled chicken, nothing fancy. I ate at my desk while listening to a relaxing playlist. Honestly, I felt a bit sleepy after lunch, but I made myself a strong cup of green tea and kept working until 5. Do you see the difference? The vocabulary is still simple, but the way we're using it is more like real-life English. Talking about the evening. Evenings are usually more relaxed. You might watch TV, cook dinner, hang out with family, or go out. Here's a basic example. In the evening, I cooked dinner and watched a movie. I made pasta with tomato sauce and had some ice cream for dessert. Then, I called my friend and we chatted for a while. Before bed, I read a few pages of a book. Let's practice those. I cooked dinner. I watched a movie. I had ice cream for dessert. I called my friend. I read a book before bed. Want to make it more expressive? Try this. This evening was peaceful. I made a simple dinner spaghetti with a homemade tomato sauce. It tasted better than I expected. After dinner, I watched a feel-good movie and treated myself to a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Later, I had a long phone call with my best friend. We talked about our plans for the weekend. Finally, I curled up in bed with a good book before falling asleep. Adding small details like what kind of food, what kind of movie, how you felt, these really help bring your English to life. 4. Daily routines. Practice dialogue. Let's practice a real-life style dialogue. Hey. How was your day, B? It was pretty good. I woke up early, went for a run, then had a nice breakfast. Work was busy, but I got a lot done. In the evening, I just relaxed, watched a show, and talked to my family. Let's make it more advanced. Hey. How was your day, B? Not bad at all. I started my morning with a short jog in the park, then had some oatmeal and coffee. Work was hectic, lots of emails and a team meeting. But I managed to finish a report I'd been working on. Tonight, I'm just chilling. Watched an episode of my favorite series and caught up with my parents on the phone. Try making your own version after this episode. Practice saying it out loud. 5. Expressing emotions and opinions. Now, let's add a little color to your descriptions. It's one thing to say what you did, but it's even better if you add how you felt or what you thought. I had a busy morning, but I felt really productive. I was a little stressed during work, but I felt better after lunch. My evening was relaxing. I really needed that after a long day. You can also use phrases like, to be honest, all in all, I guess it was one of those days. These add a natural tone to your storytelling. 6. Time phrases and connectors. Use these to make your stories smoother. First, then, after that, in the afternoon, later on, finally. Here's how it sounds in action. First, I got up and made breakfast. Then, I checked my emails. After that, I had a team call. In the afternoon, I went grocery shopping. Later on, I watched a documentary. Finally, I went to bed around 10. 7. Shadowing and practice tips. Okay, now here's how you can practice on your own. 1. Record yourself describing your day in English. Don't worry about mistakes, just speak. 2. Use today's vocabulary and phrases. Try to include the expressions we practiced. 3. Listen to native speakers. Pay attention to how they describe their routines. 4. Repeat out loud. This is called shadowing. It trains your ears and your mouth. The more you practice describing your day, the easier and more natural it will become. Make it part of your routine. Even 5 minutes a day helps. 8. Final practice exercise. All right, let's do a little test. I'll describe a day, and I want you to try to remember the key details. Ready? This morning, I woke up late because I forgot to set my alarm. I skipped breakfast and rushed to work. Luckily, I made it on time. The office was super busy. We had a last-minute project to finish. For lunch, I had a quick sandwich. After work, I felt tired, so I ordered takeout and watched some YouTube videos. Then, I called my sister and we chatted about our weekend plans. Now, I'm getting ready for bed. Now, try to summarize what you heard. Can you remember what they did in the morning, what they ate, who they talked to? Practice this with your own day. Closing message. All right, my amazing English learners. That's it for episode 16. Talk about your day in English. I hope this episode helped you learn new vocabulary, feel more confident, and get excited about using English in your daily life. Remember, practice a little every day. Talk about your routine even just to yourself. Say it in your mind, whisper it, write it down. Make English a part of your daily routine. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow, share, or leave a review. It means the world to me. And it helps other learners find this podcast too. And if you want more practice, check out the earlier episodes for dialogues, listening challenges, and lots of phrase building. Until next time, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep speaking. I'm Lisa, your English coach and friend, signing off. Have a beautiful day.